Hi, and welcome to Ocean Crest Tutoring. Today I will be going over 10 SAT time management hacks that will save you time when you study and the precious time that you have to take the test. The first tip I have for you is to use all of the time that you have before the test to prepare. It's important to make sure that you have a plan in place that's going to drive growth in your scores. If your practice test scores aren't going up, it's time to rethink your study plan. By preparing efficiently, you will not only be able to save time when you study, but you will also know the test better. Also, make sure to emulate test-taking conditions when you take those full-length practice tests so you're aware of what kind of time management you will have to use come test day. The second tip I have for you is to use your time on the test wisely. It's important to keep your eye on the clock, but you don't have to check it every single second either. Get a baseline of the amount of time that you use during practice sessions so you have a better idea of what to expect come test day. The third tip, and one of the most simple to implement, is using answer elimination to your advantage. It is super important to get rid of those broad, narrow, or irrelevant answer choices in the reading section. In the writing section, if you're in a grammar ninja, make sure to reread those sentences out loud with the changes that you made so you're able to double check to see if you made the right choice. For math, make sure you just take advantage of those problems where you can simply plug in an answer choice and check if it's right. If you don't know what you're doing in that problem, do that and you'll be able to get at least an educated guess. The fourth tip I have for you is to pace yourself. When you practice, pick up on your timing on the questions that you're doing. If you find yourself taking a lot of time on a specific problem, identify what the most difficult element of that problem is and implement a new strategy that might be able to help you speed it up. The idea is to have as much time as possible to review difficult questions or have extra time to double check at the end. The fifth tip I have for you is what I call sorting by question difficulty. For some people, they find more success in doing the simple questions first because it allows them to get points easier. Then at the end is the time when you can follow up on those more difficult questions instead of wasting your precious time in the beginning of the test. The sixth tip I have for you is to find what works for you. Not every strategy that I will share on this YouTube channel or even the internet will work for you. It's important to implement different strategies when you're practicing so you can figure out what works best. What works for me will not always work for you. If you notice that a strategy is going to be hindering your progress on the test, don't use it. Get rid of it and find something that will help you grow. The seventh tip I have for you is to wear a watch on test day. While you can only have a basic watch, so I'm sorry to those smartwatch lovers, it can be super helpful to be able to keep track of time instead of relying on the proctors. This way, you're able to manage your time more efficiently in each section as you please. The eighth tip I have for you is to avoid time-consuming annotations. In the reading section, some believe that underlining every name and proper noun will lead to better results. Do not waste your time on making detailed summaries that don't give you the right answers in the end. Instead, tell those summaries to yourself in your head and make sure that you're actively asking yourself some basic questions as you're reading so you're able to better comprehend the passage as a whole. The ninth tip I have for you is to avoid dwelling on a question. If you notice that a question is really making you fall behind, it's time to move on. At the end of the section, before time is called, go back to it. If you have time to think about it, then do your best to make an educated guess at that point. Worst case scenario is that you just circle something so you have a 1 in 4 chance of getting that question right. The 10th and final tip I have for you is to breathe. Above all, don't let the stress get to you during the test. This will only make your scores even worse. Use the breaks that are provided to you to your advantage to catch your breath and recharge for the next section. You got this. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and I'll get back to you. See you in the next one.